Well, for more on jobs and Apple, we are joined by yet another best here, the research director on the consumer services and applications team at Gartner, Michael Gartenberg. Michael, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, you have said that this is very significant, right? This iCloud, iTunes match, iMessage. Is it a game changer here at Apple, or what is it exactly?
It's very much a game changer for Apple. One of the key things that Steve said yesterday was the word demoted. He was demoting the Macintosh to just another device. It's no longer their view of the central place for the consumer to store their applications or their music or their pictures. Everything now moves into the cloud across multiple devices, and iCloud is what ties it all together.
Right, iCloud ties it all together, and it's very different from Mobile Me, which he admitted was not the finest moment for Apple.
A little bit of self-deprecating humor. He said, you know, why should you trust us? We gave you Mobile Me.
Exactly.
But they've been at this for 10 years. And as Apple moves into this post-PC world where the PC is just another device, and look at the number of iPods, iPhones, something like 200 million iOS devices, they're betting an awful lot on this transition to a multi-device world, and iCloud is the synchronization tool that ties everything together.
And isn't he espousing a point of view that, in fact, he created with the iPad? Demoting the Mac?
Absolutely. You know, we've seen this sort of evolution, and some of the iPad features have made their way to the Mac, and Mac features coming into iOS. But more and more for Apple, it's about multiple devices. Steve didn't really talk yesterday. The presentation wasn't three discrete things.
Right.
It was really Apple's vision of the digital consumer for the future and how it gets all tied together with iCloud and iCloud services.
So what's the risk here for Apple, though? What are the vulnerabilities?
Well, they have to execute. They have to make sure when you're dealing with things like synchronization, when you're asking consumers to trust them to put their stuff into the cloud and Apple will safeguard it, they've got to make sure that everything works out of the box and the consumers don't run into any hardships or bumps in the road.
But aren't there also isn't there also the risk, though, that this only works for Apple devices, obviously, right? I mean, what about this whole segment of the market that's being powered by Android?
Well, Apple's been pretty smart about putting some of these services onto Windows PCs so that if you have an iPhone or an iPad but you have a Windows machine, you can still take advantage of this. Obviously, they're in competition with Android.
Right.
This is not going to be about something Android users can take advantage of, but this is about the Apple ecosystem. The idea is one device is good, two Apple devices is better, three Apple devices even best, and you don't have to worry about where your stuff is, that you have a picture on your phone but it's not on your PC, or music on your PC and it's not on your iPod, because Apple will make sure that all of your stuff stays in sync.
But that sounds like ultimately that means consumers who stay within the Apple ecosystem are going to be paying more for it.
Well, I don't think they'll be paying more for it. I think they're going to get a lot of benefit as part of the Apple ecosystem. You know, Apple,
but it gives them pricing power, though, does it not?
Well, it gives them the ability to make sure that they're still a premium product and a premium brand. But Apple has really focused on being an affordable premium brand. If you look at the iPod line, you can buy an iPod that goes as low as $49. You can buy one for $399.
Okay.
So they're working very hard to make sure they're across segments. And in the tablet space, competitors have a hard time keeping up with Apple's price points, much less doing better than them.
Okay, so what does this mean for Google? What does it mean for Amazon? How complicated does it get for them?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on them because iCloud is a lot more comprehensive than anything that Google or Amazon has shown. They've made it a lot easier for consumers because they've been obviously able to do deals with the music companies. So instead of having to upload all my music and you having to upload all your music, if you and I have the same song, we can just access the same song in Apple's cloud.
And that's different from Google and Amazon then?
Right. Right now, Google and Amazon, basically, it's just another place to store your music. So if you have songs and I have songs, right now there's probably, 500 million copies of Justin Bieber's music stored on Google servers somewhere. With Apple, they just you have to store one copy of the server, verify that it's in your iTunes collection, and then you can access it from anywhere.
So then what do Google and Amazon have to do then? So they got to start ramping up, right?
Well, they've got to ramp up. They've got to be able to put those deals together with the music labels that Apple was apparently able to do that Google and Amazon have not quite been able to do. You know, when Google introduced their music service, it was sort of, well, this is not quite what we wanted to do, but this is what we could do without getting into any legal issues with the labels. They have to be able to take it to the next level.
Michael, thank you so much. Really appreciate your perspective on this. Michael Gartenberg of Gartner Research.